Hello everyone, welcome to another chapter. Today we are going to start with the chapter determiners. In your book, this is the first chapter mentioned. So what is determiners? The word itself is determine, comes from the word determine, as we have mentioned it here. And determiners are words which, according to their function, we use in sentences. Actually, determiners is something like subject and predicate that we use it in almost every sentence. What happens in subject and predicate, that every sentence will definitely have a subject, but some sentences may not have determiners in them, but those are extremely rare cases. So you can assume that almost in 90 to 95% of sentences in English language we have the use of determiners. So this chapter has been divided. I'll give you an overview of what you are going to study or learn in this chapter. This chapter gives us, it's divided into broadly three parts. First, we are going to learn about a few types of determiners and their functions. Now, what is a function? Function is simply, in grammatical terms, function simply means the use of something. Okay, suppose if I say, let me give an analogy. All of you have used mobile phones. So what is the function of the power key in the mobile phone? The function of the power key in the mobile phone is not just one, it is more than one. It can switch off the phone, it can reboot the phone, restart the phone, right? It can also switch off or lock the screen, right? So these are, I'm talking about only three functions of the power button in a mobile phone. So similarly, when we talk in grammatical terms, functions means the uses of certain grammatical aspects. So the grammatical aspect we are studying today is determiners. So let us straight jump into the definition of determiner as given in your book. So according to the book, it says that determiners are words that specify or determine the reference of nouns and noun phrases. Items used in almost every sentence like articles, possessives and demonstratives are all determiners. So this is the definition given: to specify or determine reference of nouns and pronouns. This is very important and this is the definition. Okay. So determiners deal with noun and noun phrases, right? And what do they tell us? They tell us the reference or items used, means how the determiner is used. The reference is divided into three parts. So this is the first three parts we are talking about. First is articles, then the second part will be possessives, and the third part is going to be your, what is given in the book, it is demonstratives. So as you can see, I have written down the three things. Determiners, this is, don't imagine or don't assume that these are the only three differences. We'll study three aspects. This is the first aspect given in your chapter. So determiners will tell us the relevance of articles, possessive and demonstratives. Okay, so we are going to now look at what these three things means. So I have written down the determiners behind me on the board. So let's take them one by one and also see how they are used in sentences. Now the first type of determiner that we encounter is the articles. Now this is something which is very commonly used, and all of us know how to use articles. We use them constantly in sentences. There are two types of articles: the definite article and the indefinite article. The definite article is the, whereas the indefinite article is a and an. Where is a and an used? In front of countable nouns that can be counted. For example, apple, orange, or oranges, apples. So what will you use before apple? A or an? It will be an apple, because the word apple starts with a vowel. So we know the rules of these things. Now these articles in themselves, we use them separately, we learn about them separately, but they form a part of determiners. And you are supposed to use the indefinite articles a and an with countable nouns. Like I said, the definition tells us determiners deals with noun or noun phrases, right? So as a result, we have to assume all of these determiners here will have to do something with noun. So the is used, like I said, the is also the definite article. It's used to mention specific things. For example, Himalaya. The there is only one mountain range in the world known as the Himalayas. So we have to use the before Himalayas because it's specific, it's not ambiguous. Secondly, the second types of determinants that we come across are called possessives. Now, as the name suggests, in grammar you will find these words, but the name itself is going to give you hints what they actually do. Possess, what does it mean when you possess somebody? That is, we use this word in terms of, say, ghosts, that a ghost has possessed a person, another human being, right? So in grammatical terms, in determinants, when you use possessives, the term possessives, it simply means that possessing the noun. A noun is the name of a place, thing, person. So if you own a noun, you possess the noun, right? All of us live in homes, right? Or all of us might have our own pen. So we possess the pen or not, that means indicates ownership. So what are the words that we use as determinants to indicate ownership of nouns? The words are my house, my pen, my life, my rules. This is a very common sentence you people like to use. Your house, your rules. His house, his rules. Now house and rules, these are both nouns. Her car, her time. So you can keep on putting noun after this determinants, that is possessive determinants. It's, what can you use? We use it in front of animals, inanimate objects. Its color, okay, color is also a noun, isn't it? Its color, that will be an example of using it as a possessive. Our, same as your, our, your, my, his, and the last one is their card, their house, their rules, okay, their problems. We don't have to deal with those. So indicating that whenever you show a possession of the noun, that is the noun is possessed by somebody, maybe you or somebody else, we use the possessive determinants. Fine. Then we move to the last one, which is known as demonstratives. What does the word demonstrative, can you divide it into meaningful sentence? Demonstrate. What does the word demonstrate mean? Demonstrate means to show or a particular way of doing a thing. Demonstrate it for somebody, right? So determiners, when we use them as demonstratives, they demonstrate about what? They will definitely demonstrate about the noun. For example, say you have seen a boy, you want to demonstrate to somebody about that boy. That boy, I am going to say it like that, isn't it? Or this girl, or this book. So this and that both are there. This book, that book, both are correct. This boy, that girl, both are correct, because we are using this and that in front of nouns, right, to use them as demonstrative. But you have to remember that this and that only can be used for singular nouns. You cannot say this books or that books, that will not make any sense. So to use in front of plural nouns, we have these and those. These books, these boys were the naughty boys in the class. These girls did not do their homework on time. Sorry, I am giving all negative sentences. But so these and those, this will be used for plural, okay? So you have to remember this, plural noun. Now this video, after watching this video, your job, so that you do not have any further confusions in determinants, is look at this, write this chart down in your copy and try to memorize them. Try to memorize them by heart without mistake. That will, what that will do is, this will help you, okay? Immediately whenever you're getting a sentence with a blank to fill up a determiner, you'll be able to understand and write the answer, whether the noun is showing possession, the noun is showing use as a demonstrative, or whether we simply need to replace or put an article in the blank. So if it is an article, what are the options I have? I have a, an, and the. Then again I can look at if the noun is countable or not. If it is countable, I have to choose between a or an. If the noun is specific, then I can use the. Simply then we can show about possessives. And sometimes you might get confused using possessives, because there might be a sentence, dash house is empty. So you can fill my house is empty, your house is empty, his house is empty, her house is empty, our house is empty, their house is empty. So all of them are kind of correct. So that is why no need to get confused, but you have to remember that these are the things or determinants which come under possessive determinants. And the last one is demonstrative. Whenever you need to demonstrate a noun, you have to come and use this 4, and only if there is singular, the noun is singular, if it is book or boy or house, then we have only two options, this and that. And if the noun is plural, houses, boys, girls, apples, then also we have only two options, but not the same as before. We have these and those. So that is all we have to remember. Write down the definition in your copy, make this properly in your copy and memorize them. And then next video we are going to discuss about some other types of determiners, namely they are called as determiners of quantity or quantifiers, determiners of number, and distribution and interrogative determiners. Okay, then take care and see you.